1075 WGCI, the Shaw's #1 for hip hop and R&B. Chicago got a special guest on my show. Producer, rapper, songwriter, Westside's own, man, Kid Breeze. What's up?
Yeah, man. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's the deal, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. It's good to have you on the show.
Definitely, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the opportunity, for sure.
Let me tell you what caught my attention about you. It's those, you were doing beats on
my beat vids,
your
man.
beat videos are going crazy on Instagram.
Yeah,
what got you in the beat making period?
Man, I had I always played around with like production programs, Fruity Loops, all that type of stuff. Like when I was in middle school and stuff like that. But as I got older, I'm like, I couldn't really find nobody to actually give me beats or like my own producer, like to cultivate the sound that I really like. So I'm like, all right, I want to make the stuff that I want to rap on as opposed to trying to find it. And over the years, you just hone the talent and you just start getting better and better at it, So once I found out I was good at it, I'm like, I'm gonna take that lane too.
So did you start off initially wanting to be a producer or want to be a rapper?
No, I started out rapping. Yeah, rapping on a little tape recorder that I had around the crib.
So you became a producer out of necessity.
Yeah. I needed it. I'm like, yeah, bro. I wanted. It was a certain type of sound that I wanted, and I could only find it if I was listening to my favorite industry artists. So I'm like, nah, I need to figure out how to make that type of stuff
myself.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's what's up. So how would you describe your sound that you create?
My sound production wise is definitely like a dark soul. Like I look for like soul samples that's like a little bit like melancholy, but you could turn them into anything though. You could rap about, rap or sing about anything on the spectrum, from sad to happy. But like if I could like generalize it like as a whole, I have to say just completely soulful, bro. Soulful, not conventional, not conservative, and unique.
Yeah. What do you think has been your biggest placement so far?
Beat wise, I just did a joint with my boy Richie West and Joel Q. We just did a joint with Jay Worthy. Artist signed over at Griselda Records.
Dope.
He came out here for a tour stop, and we just tapped in with him at the show and was able to get him in the studio.
Get him in right then.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man. So I heard that you were recently living in Atlanta. You used to stay in the A?
Yeah. I stayed in Atlanta, what was that, like 2014, 2015, a couple years ago, but it was recent, though.
What brought you back to Chicago?
Man, so I also went to school, too. I graduated from SIU in Carbondale. And when I graduated, I ain't really come back and utilize, like, all the relationships that I had. I kind of just came back and was like, man, I want to try something different. I just want to just go to, I
go to Atlanta, right?
I had some homies out there, I'm like, all right, we'll just go out there and check that out for a second. But when I got out there, I'm like, man, I'm a city dude, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's over rural out there, and it's like,
it's a different world.
Yeah, it got to a point where I'm just like, man, I didn't really tap into everybody I wanted to tap into when I left. I got good people, like people who was working their ways up in the ranks in media and music and different things like that. I'm like, let me come back and actually see what's to grind in my hometown.
Basically, use the resources that you had already, the relationships that you had already built before.
Exactly.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You hear the narrative that you can't make it out of the city you're from. You hear people say that all the time. Oh, you got to move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Do you believe that?
Not to be honest. I don't. I mean, I think that moving away and going somewhere, on the leap of faith even is, definitely good for experience, for what you create in your content, so you can be able to tell different stories and stuff like that. But I don't really think it's necessary. And if we're speaking specifically Chicago, I don't really think it's necessary to leave simply because we got so many. We got the internet, man. You know what I'm saying? We got the internet. We got
and it's the third largest market in the country.
Right, and people, I think people kind of disregard that a lot of the time. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, we a big city still.
Right.
Like, and if you could do something here, I feel like that's still outstanding to surrounding cities and, competition or different markets or whatever, So I don't really think you got to, I mean, of course, it definitely depends on what you into, the type of artist you are, different things you involved in, you know what I'm saying? But, ultimately, I don't really feel like
my philosophy on that, I think you have to work other places.
Word, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think you may have to all right, I gotta go to LA for a week or something and work with this artist, or I
Yeah.
gotta go to Atlanta, move around and work with this artist. Or
Yeah.
I can see that moving around. I think is necessary,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily think you have to live.
Word. Yeah. Just networking.
You
You know
know.
what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Building different relationships.
Like the great Bernie Mac
Word.
said that he wasn't leaving.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
I
Never
mean?
moved.
Man,
You
rest in
know,
peace,
he would go
man.
work places.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Do his movies or whatever, but he's coming back home.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
For real.
I believe that, man.
No doubt. Yeah.
So you've released over 7 projects
Yeah, man.
since you've been back in Chicago.
Man, it might be even more than that.
Really? More than that?
Yeah. I'm a mixtape rapper, bro. Like, and I don't say that to demean like, my talent or my artistry.
Why you putting out so much music? We gotta talk about this.
Man, bro.
You putting out too much stuff.
I'm glad you asked that. I was waiting on
Yeah.
somebody. Like, it's like I get bored with music fast.
I want to challenge that. Go ahead.
I get bored with music fast, so it's like, all right, I'll put something out, and I'm like, this was the sound I was going for this project. And once it's out and I got it off and everybody doing what I know they're going to do to it, I'm like, all right, now I want to do this sound. But I don't want to wait until this get old. I'm right back. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just,
Okay, you I think you're speaking from the artist,
for sure,
creative
for sure,
standpoint.
Definitely.
I want to give you a different perspective.
What's up?
I want to give you the
100%
business
open,
perspective of it.
Mm-hmm.
When you give you put out a project
Word.
and you put out the next project.
Word.
Everybody ain't heard the first one yet. You have to give it time.
That's real.
You have to get tired of it.
That's real.
You
real.
gonna have to push these records for them to gain the traction that you want them to gain, opposed to going out to the next thing.
And you know what I've been doing as a result of that? I was just talking to my boy about that. I've been repurposing a lot of that content.
Definitely.
So, like, even if I move on to a new project and I'm shooting videos for that project, I'm gonna go back, double back, and redrop something that I dropped from the last project. You know
Man, if you got 7 projects out, how many songs you think are on each project? And let's just say 7. I know that's the short end.
Like 9.
Let's say you got 9 joints on each one.
Right.
Right. What if you picked the best joint from all of your projects, the best song? You'd have a classic body of work.
That's real.
That people can't deny.
That's definitely real. And it's also,
and you push that for a year.
It's a fact.
You don't put nothing out. You push that project for a year.
And that's been my recent sentiments. Like,
okay.
I put out a project last September. I was telling my boy, like, that's what I'm working. You know what I mean? I mean, if I drop single records or anything outside of that, but no, like, legitimate project alongside that. And another reason why, like, I have that much music is because I've been making music for a long time.
Okay.
I dropped my first project in 2011.
Oh, wow.
That's 10 years ago.
So 10 years, you've been working for 10 years.
Yeah, so it ain't like 7 projects in like a year.
Right.
Yeah, this is over the span. Since my first joint.
Okay.
Maybe
I was going a little too extreme. I thought you was just dropping them.
But that's real. I need that perspective, though, because that's what brought me to this point. Like, all right, you could slow down, man. Let people digest it. You know what I mean? Let people get, accustomed to you as an artist and the type of music that you make so they can take every, release even better.
Okay.
And, do better with it.
Let me ask you this. If you could, limitations don't exist in this question.
Right.
Okay. Your ultimate desire as an artist or as a producer, what does that look like?
Well, first and foremost, like residual income for sure. Definitely,
But what would you be doing?
Oh, what would I be doing?
No, we ain't talking money. Money don't exist.
Right,
what would you be doing? What level are you at? It's like your ultimate goal is what basically what I'm asking.
Man, my ultimate. Okay, if there's no limits on,
limits.
I guess to work with a lot of the inspirations that I had growing up, because that'll tell me something.
Okay.
Like, all right, you doing something right. If I'm in the studio with, I don't know, Madlib or Alchemist, I used to listen to them like when I was 13 and 12, and I'm like, all right, once I do that, I'm like, I know I made it. You know what I mean?
But I can even tell the people that you talk about are underground.
Yeah, for sure.
So your desire is that underground cult following, opposed to like the mainstream.
You know what? Yeah, I guess you can say that, but just always being able to connect with us set in whatever time in hip hop we in. You know what I mean? And that's why I think, I brought up Alchemist, because I feel like he's good at that. Like, if it's as long if it's a different sound 10 years from now, as long as I'm a producer that can have a set of, listeners who still tap into my, I don't get played out, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I want to stay relevant, you know what I mean?
I don't think you'll get played out. From just listening to the few things that I've heard from you,
Word.
people who get played out be like niche sounds.
Yeah, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like the huge 808s, the
Yeah,
dun,
for
dun.
sure.
Like, so everybody will just go gravitate to that for a while.
Right.
And then that sound gets played out, and then you go to the next sound. But if you look at the timeless producers, the ones that have been in the game for countless amount of years, they have a sound, but they sound different. Like, when you hear a Neptune's beat.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's just they have those certain sounds that they use, but they don't, like, hey.
You can point it out.
Yeah.
You can pinpoint it.
You can pinpoint it.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's dope. So you want it to get to the point where it's like, hey, that's a Kid Breeze track.
Man, it's you took the words right out of my mouth, bro. Like, it could be identified as like my sound, and it's still relevant. It's still, jamming. It don't have to be, like you said, it don't have to be the mainstream or, what's popping at the time, as long as I can still have my pocket of people that appreciate it, and it's not, like minor, you know what I mean? Like, I still got a wave, but it don't got to be the biggest wave, as long as I'm relevant.
Yeah, relevant and making your paper, doing what you love to do.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I love it, man. Yeah. I love it. So, how did you get into music?
Like initially, or how did I start making it? Well, I got an older sister. My sister a few years older than me, so like as a shorty, like that was kind of like my introduction to like hip hop and R&B.
Mm-hmm. She sang?
No, she just listened to just had. I should have clarified that, but nah, she just listened to just an array of just different everything, man. Specifically rap, and because we like shared a room, I had access to like her tapes, her little cassette tapes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going and putting them in my little Fisher Price cassette. My little first cassette, you feel me? I'm listening to Hot Boys and Iron Man, Scarface, all type of stuff. I really ain't supposed to be listening to. I know my peoples wouldn't have really, wanted that, me being that young. But yeah, man, that's where my initial love for what I do came from.
You play any instruments?
The drum machine. Shit.
The drum machine,
yeah,
right.
I play the machine, SP404. I could fake DJ, I could do a lot, but digital instruments I do a lot.
I can say that. I actually played saxophone growing up, so that's where my love for music came from. I could play saxophone, drums. Used to play drum on the drum line.
I might have just lied. I'm decent on the drums. I can hold some
me too.
on the drums.
Like I know some. I can't even remember what they call
rudiments.
Rudiments.
Yeah,
I know a few rudiments.
Mm-hmm.
Played the tenor bass and on the drum line and stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, bro. You're on time if you're early. You're late if you're on time.
But I loved all that, man. Like, what? Music, that's what got me into music, though.
That's
so
what's up. That's
I definitely get it. So how can people get beats from you?
Man, now it's another thing I'll just tell our boy, man. Shout out our boy Eric, man.
Eric, what up, bro?
I was just telling him, like, I mean, not to like be closed off or anything like that, but like just you got to tap in with me as an artist, you know what I mean? Like now, as an up and coming artist, I'm real accessible. So, if anybody want production from me, like let's, we got social media, so it ain't no excuse to, we can tap in at any time, anywhere. So like,
correct.
Follow me on IG, DM me, like let's chop it and see like what type of music you making, as opposed to, oh man, just go to my website, man. Download my, what I mean. You can do that, of course, but I really just want people to like let's tap in as
and build
creators, right? You know what I'm saying?
And build as creators, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. Any any last words you want to give to the creatives in Chicago?
Man, stay on it, man. It get tough. I mean, I don't want to sound cliche. I know you hear that all the time, but that's literally the biggest key to this thing is staying on it, man. Like regardless of what's going on, just you
being consistent.
Yeah, you got to, Yep.
Love, brother. Love. Shout out your social media handles where people can find you all at.
Oh man, you can find me at The Actual Breeze. That's on everything: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr. At The Actual Breeze. Spell everything correctly. TheActual Breeze. Yeah,
The Actual Breeze.
Yes, yep.
Appreciate you, brother. Go ahead.
No doubt. Also, kidbreeze.com, a website.
Kidbreeze.com.
Yep.
It's Zach
right
Boog
on
Radio, Kid Breeze. We out.